Hello and welcome back to the second stock scooter race of the weekend. Still lovely weather, but the breeze has picked up a little bit. Seems to be blowing straight at us here on the control tower, so that'll make it sort of like a crosswind down the back straight. So again, we've got Graham Tassin on pole, Dave Bristow P2, Ryan Clipston in P3. And then we seem to have a space on 4, which I think was Jim McNally. Then we've got Nikita, first of the production scooters, followed by Steve Wright, Shane Hunsdale, Ben Reddins, Gary Smith, 2 4Es of the Flying Carrot, Brooke Norvey and Simon Palmer. Then Gavin Gray, John Holt, John Woods, John Balcombe, Stephen Hamilton there on his production 90SS, getting faster every lap on that first race, first time out on that scooter, so expect to see him showing a little better in this one. And then we've got Andy Walker and Dan Loader. Then we have George Fielder and Michael Lester. So all lined up ready for the sighting lap, not missed any racing yet if you're just joining us. It's nice to be at a race meeting in t-shirt and shorts, watching the sun glinting off the helmets of the riders rather than sideways rain. A little bit of a delay. I did see the van going out, so I'm presuming they're collecting a broken down vehicle from the previous race, so they'll just be waiting on that happening, but I can't see where it is. So all on that starting grid now, nerves tingling, slight churning in your stomach, which only builds the longer you get held on there. Dave blowing his kisses, and like I say, amazing how that just suddenly all drops away as soon as those lights go out and the adrenaline kicks in. Got one of the marshals checking the grid, making a run for the back, and they're away on the sighting lap. As the gorgeous 2-stroke fumes fill the air. Just see the van now making its way back down the corkscrew. Plenty of time for it to clear the track before the scooter's around. Everything going fairly slick today. So we've got another race to follow for the end of today's ones. Racing running between 10 o'clock and 6 o'clock today. A mixture of people, some flat out, head down tucked in, others just cruising round. See Dan Loader back out on track, having a little spill in the last one. No damage to the bike or rider. And make the way down through the beautiful corkscrew section. See where those cones are up there. That's just on the, I think it's the national circuit. There is a turn that goes up into a big loop that comes back round into where they're filing through the bottom of that corkscrew section, but the corkscrew section on its own's a lot better than that layout. So here we go, lining up on the grid. like everyone's made it round safely. Danny there, Michael Lester coming just to take his position on the grid, and we should be ready. So that should be the marshal back, green flag. Red flag's away, look at the lights. Slight delay. Lights on and they're off. Good start by Graham again. And Nikita, she's got a bit bogged down, catching up to the back of Dave. Big bunch of them going into that first left-hander. So looking now through the control tower to the other side to see who's going to be coming out in front. Will Graham have it all his own way this time? Looks like it. So it looks like you're going to get Graham Tatton coming through in the lead again. Always good starts, clean. And then we've got Dave Bristow go around the outside of Ryan Clipston. Then followed by Nikita Donahue. Further back. Already looks like Hammy's on song now. He's had a race to get used to it. He's already up past Gavin Gray. In chase of the following pack. Danny bringing up the rear, George Fielder and Mike Lester in front of him. So coming down the hill, yeah, Graham. Then it's Ryan, always has a good section through that top section, catches back up on the people that have outpowered him down the back straight. Nikita now in front of Dave Bristow, so first in 4E is Graham Tatton. First in group 10 is Ryan Clipstone, then Nikita, then Dave Bristow, Brooke Norby ahead of Steve Wright, Simon Palmer, Gary Smith and Ben Redding's close as usual. Andy Walker going through, Michael Lester. Good to see that scoop going well after some mechanical issues earlier this morning. So there comes Graham down the back straight, tucked in. Not the smallest of riders, but he makes the most of his riding position. Dave Bristow catching up on Nikita with the extra power of that 4E machine up the hill. Nikita's not shying the brakes, so I still expect her to give him a tussle for that first into the left-hander, which she does, just cutting his nose off. So further back, I think that's John Balcom going through, then Andy Walker, and Michael Lester and George Fielder. So Graham already through that top section, hooning down through the corkscrew. Always fast and never furious. And then we've got Ryan stretching a little bit. Dave's got past Nikita through the top section. So we'll look a bit further back now to see what's happening behind. So we've got Simon Palmer coming through in the lead of the next gaggle, followed by the flying carrot Brooke Norby. And then we've got Steve Wright, closely followed by Gary Smith, Ben Reddings, John Holt, Shane Hunsdale. That hunt for second place in production's a very close one in this race. Could be any of that group at this moment in time. And we've got Andy Walker on his 4E. Graham already stretching away down that back straight now. Ryan building a gap as well, looks safe in second overall. Dave's maintaining the gap over Nikita. Still sounds like there's slight misfire issues with the 4E. Simon Palmer, Brooke Norby still out there, and then we've got the gaggle. So we've got Steve Wright, Gary Smith, Ben Reddings, John Holt. Look at the speed of Shane Hunsdale coming down the back straight, going past one. No, he just slowed down. That was amazing, the catching speed of Shane through there on exactly the same production scooter as the people in front of him. That one's going to be a good battle. Graham already down through the corkscrew. Stretching that lead again. When Graham and the scooter are in tune, this seems untouchable. And we've got Ryan going through. Dave Bristow, second in 4E. Nikita still first in production class. And if you look back now for this gaggle that has the second place in production class, the lead she's got is phenomenal. But Steve Wright showing best out of that production class battle. Then Gary Smith, Ben Reddings, Shane Hunsdale and John Holt. Then Stephen Hamilton, Gavin Gray and John Woods going through. Stephen was behind those in the first race, so as expected he has made a jump further forward up the grid. Dave now extending the lead over Nikita a little bit, but Nikita's probably had a little look over her shoulder to see how far back the next in production are, and seeing she's not under pressure. It's hard to say she'd ever back off, but just not pushing too hard. Brooke Norby getting past into third position for 4E in front of Stephen Palmer. That battle royale behind is still a massive bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 riders though in production. 3 abreast into the left-hander. Oh, one's gone wide. Expect some changes in positions from those guys when we see them come down through the corkscrew. Graham Tatton now away. Dave coming well down the corkscrew. Ryan still maintaining second. First of the zips, Group 10. Second in 4E, Dave Bristow. First in production, Nikita. So we look back down the corkscrews. This action comes. The production boys have caught up with the 4E boys. Steve Wright going through on Simon Palmer. Gary Smith getting blocked a little bit. Steve trying to make a break and make sure he maintains second. Ben now pushing Gary. John Holt, then Shane Hunsdale. Stephen Hamilton catching them a little bit, extending his gap on John Woods and Gavin Gray. You just hear that slight misfire in the 4E as it screams down the back straight. Still not fully cured, but still going really well, maintaining second position in the 4E class. So we look back, Steve Wright's got a really good exit from there, challenging the 2 4E boys in front. John Holt now gets past Ben Reddings, trying to catch up with Gary. Shane again through that section, he just carries so much more speed going up the hill. Can he make use of it and get some places? So again we've got 3 or 4 of them going into that left hand corner. Shane getting past someone, I think it might have been John. So the last lap flag's out now. Graham's already gone through, followed by Ryan. Looking now up towards the ambulance for that first sight. We'll get a good solid place still for Dave, second in 4E. So here they come. So we have got 2 4E scooters in there, Simon Palmer and Brooke Norby, but the rest of them all on production scooters. So Steve Wright's now got through on the production scooter in front of the 2 4Es. And Gary Smith trying to go round the outside of Simon Palmer, but he should have the extra power. Then it's John Holt, Shane Hunsdale, Ben coming out the worst of that scrap in those 4 now at the back. Last lap flag will fire him on though. Then Stephen Hamilton, John Woods and Gavin Gray. Hoping that 4E is going to make it all the way round. Keep that second position. Look back now, see who comes out of the carousel the best. Lots of different lines in there, heavily banked corner. So Steve Wright still out in front, but you see the power of the 4E, Simon Palmer going past him. Further back it's John Holt now has got the better of Gary Smith and Shane Hunsdale. And Ben still at the back of that group, but he won't have given up. He's good up in the hill into that left-hander. Takes a tighter line. The other's just getting a little bit of better drive out the corner, but that's Graham Tatton through for the win. Second place overall, first in Group 10 for Ryan Clipson. Second in 4E for Dave Bristow. And the 100% record continues for Nikita Donahue, first in production by some way as the others now come down the hill. Simon Palmer's now got out in front of his 4-8, and so we seem to have lost Brook Nova, can't see him, but it's Steve Wright coming to gate second in production, and it's going to be third for Shane Hunsdale by the look of it. Ben now already harrowing John Holt, but just doesn't make it. Can't see Gary Smith either. And then Steve Hamilton going through, Gavin Gray and John Woods. So there's probably some little grass excursions up on the top. Got to see a yellow flag at the top there, but ambulance is still, so everyone's going to be okay. Just a little bit of grass tracking for people fighting in that last lap, no doubt. So that's the end of the second production race of the day. Well, we've still got one coming down, which is strange because they're letting him across the track, whilst we've still got Andy Walker coming through, unless it was him going off grass track and they just let him back down there. But he's slowing down, seen the red flag, everything's okay. So we'll look forward to seeing you for the last race today, which will be the Super Scooters again in 4 races time, so sort of 25 to 30 minutes probably before we'll be back up here bringing the last of the action of the day. So thanks for tuning in, and see you at the next one.